Hello, everyone. Bill Adams, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty, coming at you again. Today, I'm with Chris Clark. For the past 8 years, Chris has been the president and CEO of the Queen Creek Chamber of Commerce. Hey, just a quote directly from the Chamber site. The Chamber facilitates building business and community through connections. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Bill. Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure. Hey, to start out, for people who are not familiar with Chamber of Commerce, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. The Chamber is an organization that's made up by its members. So we truly are a organization that's made for and by its members. So we have a board of directors that sets the strategic direction for the Chamber, and we look out for the best interests of our membership. And so our members run from the smallest businesses to large stakeholders, and each of them needs something a little bit different from the organization. And so we cater towards making sure that we create a business environment that all businesses can use to thrive in.
Okay, thank you. So why should a business or organization consider becoming a member?
I think some of the top reasons, and really there's many just based on the type of organization it is, but it runs from our smallest members who are looking to make connections. They need to get connected to other businesses. They need to get connected to the community, decision makers, all the way to our large stakeholders who are looking to make a difference, move the needle, if you will, in the community on certain issues and topics that are important to their organization, whether it's health concerns, or making sure the business environment stays right so that businesses can thrive. We're all interdependent on one another, and so really important that we create that atmosphere where businesses can thrive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what does being a member of the Chamber mean?
And it means different things for different organizations. So for some, it will mean showing up to events and taking part in different things, and they're looking to be a part of the community events and be front and center out in the community. Some are just looking for promotional opportunities to be associated with the things that we do, and to make sure that the community knows that they're here and that they exist. And it can also mean participating on committees and helping to put on some of the things that we do, some of our workforce development work, or working with the ambassadors to make sure we welcome new members, that we are able to set up and take down our events. And it really can be just about anything that you want it to be, but mostly it's about working together. And so all of these businesses coming together to work for the betterment of the community and their individual businesses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And as a new member of the Chamber myself, just as I learned today, there's many resources available to members. I'm learning more every time I talk to someone. Could you explain or tell us a little bit about some of the resources available?
Right. So if you need one-on-one, we can arrange for that. So if you need work on your marketing plan, if you need to know how to connect with people in Queen Creek, we can work on that with you. We can also put you in touch with the SBA, with SCORE. That's the Retired Executives organization. We have lots of ways to help the smallest businesses. If you're looking to make introductions, if you need introductions, we can do that as well. If you're having trouble perhaps navigating the municipal structure, we can certainly help with that as well. Then we have access to the building too. So if you need a place to host a small event, we can set you up in our conference room or our training rooms or something along those lines as well. So it really comes down to knowing our members and knowing what they need for that particular business, and chances are pretty good we have something that's going to fit that need.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, tell me a little bit about some of the chamber programs that maybe the community is not aware of.
I think, most people probably associate us with ribbon cuttings, in some cases golf tournaments, depending on where you're from. We don't do one, but they look at those most public-facing events and associate us with that. But we have a really robust public policy program. So we work with the U.S. Chamber on federal policy, and there has been a lot of federal policy that can really do some damage to some of our small businesses that has been proposed lately. In addition, we work with the other chambers across the state on a statewide policy. That one tends to center more on things about water, for example, and we work on a lot of water issues, a lot of forest management issues, which ultimately affects our water sources. And then we work with local chambers across the East Valley as part of the EVCCA to make sure that the East Valley specifically is out in front on some of these things so that we can maintain that business environment that I've been talking about. And then finally, we have our own public policy for here locally. Recently, we worked on sign ordinances, so it really runs the gamut. But we find that we look at probably 12 to 1,500 bills a session. About 200 or 300 could affect the average business, and so we do that because we know you're busy running your businesses, and so we take a look at that. We stay out in front of those, and then we let our members know when it's time to rally, when something looks like it's going to pass that is going to be detrimental. So that's our public policy side. Our workforce development side, we do a lot of work to get our kids ready to have a job or go to college and be successful. We do a lot of surveys, and our surveys say that our kids aren't ready to go to work. So our workforce development is centered primarily on getting those kids ready. And so we started something called Queen Creek Student Chamber. Businesses can go there and sign up to speak in classrooms, to do job shadowing opportunities, to provide internships, mock interviews, anything that will help a student get ready for work or college. And then teachers can go on there too and access those businesses. So it's a classroom resource for teachers, students, and businesses. You can arrange for interns there as well from ASU and high school. So if your business needs interns, you can find them there. We put on an event called Elevate for Tomorrow. That one's coming up on January 6th. It's a half-day conference for juniors in the area. And we expect probably 800 to 1,200 juniors will participate in that this year. And that's over at ASU Poly. It's a great event that really helps the kids know that, number one, that there's going to be setbacks. So we have an opening panel where people talk about their journeys and that they weren't always in the chair that they occupy now, right? The kids always think that you just drop down right where you are. You're always been old and you're wildly successful. And so getting them to know those journeys that some of these prominent business people have been in really is an eye-opener. And then they can go to classes that they choose, 1 of 9 classes, 2 of 9 classes, everything from financial literacy to resume building to campus life. What's campus life going to be like if they're going to college? And then they can go into an area where they can talk to entrepreneurs and businesses about career paths and what it's like to have a particular job, so they can have that next year, their senior year, to course correct or take what action steps they need to take so that they're ready. So that's just a piece of our workforce development, our public policy, and then of course the public-facing stuff that everybody knows about, our networking opportunities, our luncheons, things like that.
Wow. You've certainly enlightened me a lot today. So Chris, as far as any upcoming community events you want to mention?
Well, our one big event that we do that I think most of the public probably knows about is the Queen Creek Parade. And it's the Queen Creek Holiday Festival and Parade coming up on December 3rd. This will be the 40th annual, I believe. And it's a lot of fun, but you can find more information about that at queencreekparade.org. Usually about 1,000 kids in that parade. We keep it small town on purpose. Most people who come to it, see it, say it's just like wherever I came from, and we love hearing that. And I usually say, if you don't have a kid that's in the parade, then you know a kid that's in the parade. So you got to be sure and check that one out. We usually have about 15,000 people there, 3-day carnival that goes along with it, and it's just a lot of fun. Small town tradition, and then it culminates with the tree lighting down by the library. And that's in town center, and you can find out, like I said, queencreekparade.org, December 3rd. That's our next biggest one. And of course, we're sitting here ready for Trunk or Treat on October 15th, which is a town event. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, it's a pleasure. Thanks for your time today. Thanks for enlightening our audience as well as me on the breadth of what the Chamber has to offer. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Hey, and if you're interested in more information on the Chamber or interested in becoming a Chamber member, reach out to the Chamber at queencreekchamber.com. I'm Bill Adams, Realtor, Coldwell Banker